आरम्भं करोतु।
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्।
बहु सम्यक्। तत्र येनाक्षरसमाम्नायं तत् श्लोकः, सः श्लोकः अस्ति खलु, तत्र पतञ्जलि इति मुनि अस्ति। सः एव अष्टाध्यायाः रचनं कृतवान्, पतञ्जलि इति। परन्तु तत्र त्रिमुनीनामपि श्लोकः अस्ति खलु। येनाक्षरसमाम्नाय अधिगम्य महेश्वरात्, महेश्वरसूत्राणि अधिगम्य तस्य अन्ते गत्वा महेश्वरसूत्राणां वयं प्रणमामि, प्रणमामहे वा, प्रणमामि, प्रणमाम, someone help me, प्रणमामि,
प्रणमाम्यहम्,
प्रणमाम्यहम्,
right?
प्रणमाम्यहं वा, प्रणमामि अहम्, आम्। वयं किं कुर्मः तत्र?
प्रणमामः
प्रणमामः
इति अहं चिन्तयामि।
प्रणमामः, सम्यक् एव। Okay, then do the other things. You can play. Go. Shamita. He knows. He can ask me anything at this time. I'll say yes. So, so tatra, we start by saying that, and it's especially good to start with that shloka nowadays because we've started our sandhi. So sandhi prakaranam always, if you want to study properly, you study with the Ashtadhyayi sutras. Okay, so where that praveshanam, when we start with that shloka, it's very good. Tadeva. इदानीं भवती एव मंजुषा महोदय, भवती एव अनुवादं करोतु। एकनिमिषं, कुत्र अस्ति? क्षम्यताम्। अथ माहेश्वराणि सूत्राणि, सर्वे वदन्तु म्यूट् मध्ये।
माहेश्वराणि सूत्राणि
अ इ उण्,
आ इ उण्,
ऋलृक्,
ऋलृक्,
तत्र लृ नास्ति, ल
ल
ऋलृक्,
ऋलृक्,
ए ओङ्,
ए ओङ्,
ऐ औच्,
ऐ औच्,
हयवरट्,
हयवरट्,
लण्
लण्,
ञमङणनं,
ञमङणनं,
झभञ्,
जभञ्,
घढधश्,
गढ, गढधश्,
जबगडदश्,
जबगडदश्,
खफ छठथ चटतव,
खफ छठथ चटतव,
कपय्,
कपय्,
शशर,
शशसर्,
हल्,
हल्
इति माहेश्वराणि सूत्राणि।
इति माहेश्वराणि सूत्राणि।
इदानीम् उत्पन्न स्थानानां श्लोकः। अकुह विसर्जनीयानां कण्ठः,
अकुह विसर्जनीयानां कण्ठः,
इचु यशानां तालु,
इचु यशानां तालु,
ऋटुरषाणां मूर्धा,
ऋटुरषाणां मूर्धा,
लितुलसानां दन्ताः,
लितुलसानां दन्ताः।
तत्र they can't print that l properly, so they put it as l, but it is that l only. उपुपद्मानीयानाम् ओष्ठौ
उपपद्मानीयानां मोष्टौ
अग्रे क्षम्यताम्
ओष्ठौ
न्यमगणनानां नासिका च
न्यमगणनानां नासिका च
एदैतोः कण्ठतालु
एदैतोः कण्ठतालु
ओदौतोः कण्ठोष्ठम्
ओदौतोः कण्ठोष्ठम्
वकारस्य दन्तोष्ठम्
वकारस्य दन्तोष्ठम्
जिह्वामूलीयस्य जिह्वामूलम्
जिह्वामूलीयस्य जिह्वामूलम्
नासिकानुस्वारस्य
नासिकानुस्वारस्य
सम्यक् तत्र श्लोकद्वयं पश्यन्तु सर्वे नासिका अनुस्वारस्य तदेव अस्ति यदि विच्छेदं कुर्मः नासिका अनुस्वारस्य तत्र सन्धिः कः तत्र सवर्णदीर्घसन्धि आकारः अकारः योजयित्वा आकारः भवति अनन्तरम् एकम् अन्यमपि अस्ति एकनिमिषं न how do I get to it अत्र पश्यन्तु उपुपद्मानीयानाम् ओष्ठौ तत्र उ पु पु इति पकारस्य प वर्गस्य सर्वे अक्षराः इति पु ह्रस्व पु पु पद्मानीयः उपद्मानीयः इति तु तत्र पु तदनन्तरम् उपद्मानीयः तत्र मिलित्वा उपूपद्मानीयः इति अभवत् तत्रापि किं कः सन्धि तत्र सवर्णदीर्घसन्धि so tatra you'll see it's there in a lot of places this sandhi karyam happens in a lot so I'm going to stop the share and aham idanim ekam katham pathami so idanim shravana pariksha asti so I'll read the story and it has got a lot of sandhis in it keep in mind I'm reading from a textbook for 4th and 5th standard children okay when the first time I read it I had no clue what he was saying, but I have faith in all of you. So, Pathami Idanim. We'll see what we can understand, what we can't understand. If you remember any sandhis, you can have whatever you want. Go. So, Janati Eva. Idanim Shrunvantu. I am not sharing the screen, no? Because I don't want to share the screen. Okay. So, everybody listen, carefully listen. Amra Vrikshaha. Pashyata Balaka एतम आम्रवृक्षं पश्यत बालकाः एतम आम्रवृक्षम् अस्मिन् वृक्षे बहूनि पर्णानि फलानि च सन्ति एतेषां वर्णो हरितोऽस्ति पुनः पठामि एतेषां वर्णो हरितोऽस्ति एतान्याम्रफलानि पक्वानि न सन्ति तेषां रसोम्लः तत्र रस आम्लः पक्वानाम् आम्रफलानां रसोति मधुरोस्ति पक्वानाम् आम्रफलानां रसोति मधुरोस्ति आम्रफलानि बालकेभ्योऽतीव रोचन्ते आम्रफलानि बालकेभ्योऽतीव रोचन्ते अपि च सहकारः श्रान्तेभ्यः पथिकेभ्यश्चायां यच्छति पुनः पठामि अपि च सहकारः द गवर्नमेंट श्रान्तेभ्यः पथिकेभ्यश्च छायां यच्छति रसालः पादपो मंगल इति जनाः मन्यन्ते okay 4th and 5th standard students I'll share the screen now because next time we'll keep trying to understand based on listening. But because Sanskrit is a spoken language, it's not supposed to be written. So you should listen while, and obviously I don't have the same practice of speaking it the way other people speak it. So atra pashyantu sarve sandhi kutra kutra asti iti. So we'll start with the first person, Manjusha Mahodaya, tadanantram Bhagya Mahodaya, tadanantram Rajashri Mahodaya, tadanantram Priya Mahodaya, Vijay Sundara Mahodaya na vadati adya, tadanantram Hemrani Mahodaya. So Priya Mahodaya, then Hemrani Mahodaya, Vijay Menon Mahodaya, Hina Mahodaya, and then Preeti Mahodaya. You know who it is? You know your order, or do you need me to repeat? Manjusha 1, Bhagya 2, Rajashri 3, Priya 4, 5 Hemrani, 6 Vijay Menon Mahodaya, 7 Hina Mahodaya, and 8 Preeti Mahodaya. All good? Okay. So one line we'll read and we'll decide, was there sandhi there or no? Now it doesn't have to be only Savarna Dirgha sandhi. It can be any sandhi. Our decision is purely, was there a sandhi there or no? Okay, that's all. Prathama, Manjusha Mahodaya, Prathama Vakyam.
Pashyata balaka etamamra vriksham.
Pashyata. What is Pashyata? What is the lakara there? Pashyatu Pashyatat, Pashyatam, Pashyantu, Pashya, Pashyata, Lot, Uyam. Okay. Then what about the next one? Is there any sandhi there? Balaka. What do you think? What would the appropriate word be over there? Uyam iti. Is it singular? Balakaha iti asti.
Pashyata balaka.
So this is Sambodhana.
Yeah.
So if it was singular, it would be balaka. What is it saying here?
He balakaha.
Lopaha bhavat. So there visarga was there, it's gone. So there is sandhi there. Next one. Is there any sandhi in that word? Etam amra vriksham.
I think they have joint of etam and a.
Yes. So, but is there sandhi? Varna vikaraha asti va?
Na janami bhagini.
Etam amra vriksham. Plus a has made ma. Is there any change in any of the varnas? Or have we just written it together? You said it correctly only first time. Confidence, Mahodaya, confidence. You had it. They joined it and wrote.
The half ma becomes ma.
It has become a Gunitaksharam. That's all.
Gunitaksharam, yes.
But nothing has dropped and nothing has been added. Nothing has changed. No.
Yeah.
So there is no sandhi. It has just been written together. So if we take up one of those old Sanskrit books and look at it, one sentence will be one word. That doesn't mean sandhi has happened everywhere. They just joined it together and written it. Tadeva. Agree. Bhagya Mahodaya?
Yeah, Mahodaya. Asmin vrikshe bahuni varnani.
One more sandhi, right?
Wait, tell me.
Vriksha and or is it always said together? Amra vriksha?
No, it is separate words, but they've written it as one word. That's all.
Vriksh, okay.
Etam amra vriksham. Tatra, it's not a sandhi. You're right. It should be amram vriksham if we write it separately. Correct? You're right. It is what is called a samasta padam.
Oh.
They have made amra as just a pratipadikam. Amra. Like jnana. Jnanam is jnana is a pratipadikam. Amra they've taken and joined it to vriksham to make it amram vriksham is amra vriksham.
Okay.
Amram iti vriksham, amra vriksham. There is a specific samasa there.
Okay. Sorry.
No, sorry. Please ask. Bhagya Mahodaya.
Mahodaya, then he said that vriksham, it is dvitiya vibhakti then.
Etam amra vriksham. Pashyata. So then think, what is the kartripadam there? Pashyata. He balaka.
Yes, pashyata.
He balaka. Yuyam pashyata. Yuyam kam pashyata. Etam amra vriksham.
Vriksham.
Vidya vibhakti, correct.
Okay.
Very good. Bhagya Mahodi, vadatu.
अस्मिन् वृक्षे बहूनि पर्णानि फलानि च सन्ति.
प्रथम पदे पश्यतु. सन्धिकार्यमस्ति वा?
अस्मिन् वृक्षे सन्धि नास्ति महोदय.
उत्तमं. केवलं मिलित्वा लिखितमस्ति. बहु सम्यक्. बहूनि पर्णानि फलानि च सन्ति. अग्रिममपि let me just check how many sentences there are. 1. We have enough. Read one more because
Mahoday,
Kshamitam,
I am getting confused where that Uyam Pashyata. So I am getting confused like how we can use Balakaha and Uyam.
Balakaha
like
tatra sambodhana.
Purusha
Sambodhana. He balakaha atra pashyata. Etam tu amra vriksham asti iti.
Okay.
Balakaha sambodhana in sambodhana in bahuvachanam it's the same, no?
Bahuvachanam.
Balakaha. Hey.
But Madhyama Purusha.
It's not Prathama Purusha. This is Pashyata is what?
No, Madhyama Purusha, right? So
yes.
How does it in Madhyama Purusha also we say Balaka?
No, you say Uyam.
Uyam. So
listen
I don't understand over here.
So listen to me. I'll reword this sentence. Okay. It says, Hey Balakaha. Hey Balakaha. Atra Pashyata. Uyam Pashyata. Etam Amra Vriksham. Uyam Etam Amra Vriksham Pashyata. Balakaha. Like Saraswati.
Okay, just because they have not put all those quotations and all, it's a little more harder to comprehend.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's right. But the thing is,
oh my God, if I read this
Pashyata,
on my own, I would be totally confused. Okay.
No.
I
See, we'll do some, no, after that we'll get it.
separately. And then, but Balaka, I couldn't understand. Like Balakaha also I understood it should be Balakaha. But I couldn't put it like how that Pashyata and Balakaha was related.
That's right. Because you'll automatically want to put it as the Kartripadam. But it is not the Kartripadam. It is Sambodhana there. He's using it just as an exclamation mark. But in old Sanskrit, in Sanskrit, we didn't have no exclamation marks and all were there. That itself is the exclamation mark. That word itself is the exclamation mark here.
Okay. Now I understand it better. I mean, if I read it on my own, definitely I would have been very confused. Okay. Dhanyawada.
Is it okay or is it getting too confusing? Can we continue with this? Because I thought it would be good to see where we are going. Is that okay or no?
It's good.
Okay. Bhagya Mahode, vadatu.
Bahuni parnani phalani cha santi no sandhi there Mahode.
Correct. Agree. One more sentence.
Ete sham varno harito asti.
Now just tell me what you think it means before you go into what is sandhi and all.
All this color green.
Very good. So varnaha haritaha. We know that should be there. So where is the sandhi? Tell me.
Sandhi haritaha asti.
So varnaha also. Can you see that? Varnaha has become varno.
Oh, varno. Okay, varno.
Visarga.
Yes.
Visarga can do 4 things. Visarga can drop. Visarga can become O. Visarga can become rephaha. Okay. And visarga can become sa, sha or sha. Any sort of a sibilant. It can become a sibilant. So right now it is becoming an O. Varno. That haritosti. Haritosti. Also, there is sandhi karyam happening there. Haritaha asti. Okay. That we'll go into. Harito plus asti will become haritosti over there. So there is another sandhi karyam there. Because there is a change. Uttama. Agree. Rajashri Mahodaya Patatu.
Etanyamra phalani pakwani na santi.
Meaning?
These mangoes are not ripe.
Very good. So, where is the sandhi happening here?
Etanyamra phalani there.
So, if you were to say it, you forget about what is written there. If you wanted to say these fruits are not ripe, how will you say it?
एतानि आम्रफलानि पक्वानि न सन्ति.
Samyak. Etani amraphalani. When we put a pause, viramah asti chet. Idanim viramah nasti chet. Etanyamraphalani. Ikara has become yakara. We'll move to that. It's called yan sandhi. Okay. Etanyamraphalani. Bahu samyak. Uttamam. Agre. Priya Mahodaya. Bhavati vadatu. I think vakya dvayam vadatu.
Tesham rasomlaha.
Ah.
So it is rasa amlaha.
Rasa amlaha. Etesham rasa amlaha asti. Ityukte kim?
It tastes amla is that sour.
Yes. Now tell me something. You don't know this sandhi. But how come it's becoming O? What becomes O?
Rasa and like rasa.
Rasaha.
Rasaha.
Ah,
Rasaha
the
and
visarga has become
amla.
O. Very good.
Oh.
Rasaha has become raso. Then raso amlaha has become rasomlaha. Okay, we'll do that also in Parichaya. Rasomlaha. Uttama. I think you can do one more.
Okay. Pakwanamra phalanam rasoti madhurosti.
Good. Vadatu. Prathama padam. Any
Pakwan.
sandhi.
Yeah. It is pakwani. No. Yeah, pakwani and amra phalanam.
Pakwani amraphalanam va. Tatra, what is it we studied first in Parichaya? Visheshya Visheshana Bhavaha.
Oh, okay.
Visheshyam kim asti atra? Visheshyah kaha? What is the noun?
Amraphalana. Yeah, amraphalana.
Amraphalanam iti pade tatra. What is the vibhakti? Correct.
Shashti
Shashti
vibhakti.
Bahuvachanam. So what should that
Shashti
Pakva
Vibhakti.
Shabda be?
Oh, pakwanam.
Pakvanam amraphalanam. Parantu pashyatu tatra sandhi asti va, sandhi karyam abhavat va tatra.
Nasti, sandhi nasti.
Uttamam, kevalam gunitaksharam. Agrime pade pashyatu.
Rasaha adimaduraha asti.
Samyak. Sandhi dvayam. Rasaha
Sandhi dvayam
ati madhuraha asti.
adimaduraha asti.
Samyak. Uttamam. Everybody is okay with this? Uttamam. Agre. Vijay Menon Mahodaya va?
Himrani
Mahodaya. Vadatu. Samita.
Amraphalani balakebhyotiv rochante.
Samyak.
Rochate must be fourth vibhakti.
Uttamam.
So balakebhyaha ativa.
Bahuttamam. Savarna dirgha sandhi. Bahu uttamam, bahuttamam. Very good. Balakebhyaha ativa. Visarga sandhi. Tatra. The visarga has become okara. And then there is ativa. With ativa. Very good. So what is it? What is that same statement saying? The boys?
They like the mangoes are very much liked by the students.
Correct.
Asi voice.
Yes. Very good. The mangoes bring a lot of pleasure to the boys. Tadeva. Usamyak. Uttamam. Agre kaha ka?
Okay.
Api cha sahakarah Shantebhyah Patikebhyah Shachayam Yachati.
So sahakarah asti.
Sahakarah.
Yachati. Yachati ityukte?
Give, no?
Dadati. Sahakarah kim dadati?
Shantebhyah.
This is not sahakarah, is not Shamitam. Sahakarah here is not government. Sahakarah ityukte, the one which gives, which helps. That is, they talk about the Amra Vriksha. Okay.
Oh.
Apicha sahakarah asti. Kimartam sahakarah asti? Chayam yachati.
Okay.
Chayam yachati. Okay, now you tell me, what does that mean? What is it giving?
Shade, no?
Very good.
Chaya.
Now can you tell me the meaning of the whole sentence?
अपि च सहकारः श्रान्तेभ्यः पथिकेभ्यः छायां यच्छति. पथिकेभ्यः छायां.
So that shakara, remember another, what are the 4 things that visarga can do? It can drop, it can become O, it can become R, or it can become sa, sha, or sha. So over there is a visarga. Okay. So patikebhyaha. Shrantebhyaha patikebhyaha.
What is patikebhyaha?
Pathin iti shabdaha, traveler. On pathin is actually path. People on the path walking.
Okay.
So now can you explain the sentence?
Okay. Means this tree gives shade to people walking.
Parantu कीदृशेभ्यः पथिकेभ्यः?
Shantebhyah.
इत्युक्ते
That is a Visheshna.
tired.
Tired. Okay. Shante.
Aham shranta asmi. Shrantebhyah patikebhyah chayam yachati. I actually completely sodapified this statement when I was reading it. I'm very sorry. But
Nice.
so apicha sahakarah.
Okay. Giving shade to tired travelers.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So here that patikebhyah chayam, that word has some sandhi, I think, some kind of sandhi. Shah has become.
What is the sandhi?
That visarga became half sha, looks like.
Yes, that's right. Visarga became half sha. It actually becomes a sa, but because it's easier to say sha, it becomes a shakara over there. Sha. Chayam yachati. So when you're reading this, actually, I was just watching because I have my Shiksha exam at the end of this month. So I was watching Soumya Krishnapur's videos, and she was saying, if you're able to do this Anvaya Krama, like we've been doing, if you're able to do Anvaya Krama, that is the most useful thing you can do. That gives you the most power when you're doing Sanskrit, because you can actually break down any sentence. Even if you don't understand the meaning of the words, you can break it down. Yachati, kaha yachati, sahakaraha yachati. Then you'll say, kam yachati, chayam yachati. Then you can sort of start seeing the meaning over there, slowly. So that is where we want to work towards. Uttama. Agre ka? Hina Mahodeva?
Yeah. Rasalaha padapo mangala iti jana manyante.
What do you think it means?
Rasalaha.
What becomes O? What can become O?
Visarga. No.
Samyak.
Visarga.
So padapaha.
Padapaha. Mangala iti
Mangalaha.
jana.
There is a lopa there.
Mangalaha iti jana manyante.
Manyante. Tatra vachanam kim?
Manyante. It is Atmanepadi. Lot lakar.
Manyante tu?
No, it is a lat lakar. Lat lakar. Bahuvachanam.
Bahuvachanam. Tu kartrapadam kim? Bahuvachanam asti chet. Manyante.
Janaha.
Samyak. Janaha. So there is a visarga lopaha there.
Yeah,
Janaha manyante. Janaha kim manyante, Mahodaya? Guess. Take a guess. Wild guess.
It is. They are thinking that Amra Vriksha is a Mangala.
Yes.
Means it is.
Very good. Now you didn't know that there's no word called Vrikshaha there, but Mangalaha iti, and it's about Amra Vrikshaha, so you assumed. Correct. You did it correctly.
Yeah.
Padapaha. Ityukte kim? Padabhyam pibati. Iti padapaha. It drinks from its roots.
Okay. So
Vrikshaha.
Vrikshaha.
So padapaha is another word for vrikshaha. That is how they build words in Sanskrit. It's brilliant.
Okay.
Very mathematical. Padabhyam pibati iti. Padabhyam na. Padabhyam is only for us. Padaihi pibati iti vrikshaha. So that it brings from its roots. Rasalaha api amraphalasya anya nama eva. Tadeva. Rasalaha padapaha mangalaha iti janaha manyante. Preeti Mahodaya, I'm sorry. I didn't leave a sentence for you. There is no thing there. Instead, Preeti Mahodaya, why don't you do me this? Tell me this one thing. Give me one nice statement with Sankhya Vachaka and Purana Pratyanta together. Any statement. Tell me in English and then translate it for me.
In my 6th year, I went to 10 towns.
Very nice. Okay, translate.
Now I have to translate.
Yes, you asked for it.
Oh,
Everybody try to translate on your own, okay? So in my 6th year,
let me write this down.
sit
In
down.
my 6th, then I'll forget that. In my 6th year, I went to
Should have
10
given a
towns.
simple
Okay.
sentence, then we could have tried.
No, you can try,
This
Mahodaya.
is simple only.
Yes.
Mama.
Start with the Moola Vakya, Mahodaya, and build from there so that everybody understands. I went.
Aham gatavati. Aham dasha.
Don't do with dasha. Add the dasha at the end. Aham kutra gatavati.
Okay. Aham what's town?
Nagaram.
Nagaram. Nagarani.
No.
Yeah. Nagarani gatavati. Aham
Nagarani.
Dasha Nagarani. Is it correct in Dasha? Yeah. Aham Dasha Nagarani gatavati.
You made it very easy. Can you do the Vikalpa Rupam for the Gatyartaka? Do Chaturthi Vibhakti for me.
Aham Dasha Dashebhyaha Nagare. No. Dashabhyaha Nagarebhyaha Gatavati.
Samyak. Okay, now add on. Kada Gatavati Bhavati.
Mama Shashtamaha Shashtame Varshe Shashtaha Shashte Varshe. Wait, I'll write this. Mama Shashte Varshe Shashte Varshe Aham Dashabhyaha Nagarebhyaha Gatavati.
Samyak. Mama Shashthe Varshe Aham Dashabhyaha Nagarebhyaha Gatavati. Bahu samyak. Uttamam. Anybody have any questions on that? Dhanyavadaha. Everybody's okay? We will try and include at least 1 or 2 sentences every time when we come in to use Purna Pratyanta and Sankhya. Like that. I didn't.
Shashti means Shashtamyam.
Varshaha. Aham Varshe Gatavati. Varshe Mama Varshe Aham Gatavati. So Varshaha.
Pullinga
Shabdaha asti. Varshaha iti Pullinga Shabda. Now Shashtha is special. Shashtaha doesn't have Shashtamaha. It's Shashtaha only. So Varshe is Ekavachanam Saptami in Pullinga. So you have to go Pullinga. Shashtaha, Ekavachanam. Shashtaha, Saptami. Shashthe. Like Rame. Tadeva. This is not easy, but good to keep practice. That's all. So next class, why don't I say your homework? Everybody bring one complex sentence including Purna Pratyanta and Sankhya Vachaka. So you write, you put it in English.
I already got the next sentence. It will take 6 years to say 6 sentences.
In my 6th year, I will say the 6th sentence. That also. Okay, good. So it has to include both the Purna Pratyanta and the Sankhya-vachaka. You bring it to class, we'll correct it together. Okay. So one sentence only. One sentence, all of you write the English, translate it to Sanskrit, and we'll go in order. One person will say. That's it. Okay. Now, let's go back to our original lessons, which, sorry, I spent a lot of time doing these other things. So here it is. Vayam sandhi karyam arambam kritavantah. Khalu. Sandhi kaha iti. Bhagya Mahodaya, sandhi ityukte kim? Sandhi karyam kim?
सन्धि इत्युक्ते वर्णे परवर्णे परवर्णस्य पूर्ववर्णस्य can I say milanam?
Perfect. Melanam.
Milanam iti sandhi.
Samyak. So tatra padadvayam asti usually. Asmakam krite tu tadeva. Asmakam stare tu kevalam tadeva. Padadvayam. यदि पदस्य मध्ये अस्ति चेत् तत्र कः विशेषः तत्र कोऽपि वक्तुं शक्नोति वा? If it is in the middle of a padam only, one padam, then what is special about it?
Nityam. It will be nityam.
Nityak sandhikaryam bhavati. Ni plus tinganta will become nayati. We cannot say ni ati. Not allowed. We have to say nayati. Padamadhye asti chet. Where else is it nityam? Suppose I say Devalayah, simple one. Can I say Deva Alayah? Can I say it slowly like that? Is it allowed? No, because that is a samasta padam, a compound word. Compound word madhye api Deva iti shabde tatra vibhakti yukta padam nasti. It is a pratipadikam. If you want to decline that word, you'll start with akarantaha pullingaha deva shabdaha. That Deva doesn't have any vibhakti. That means it is part of a compound word. That means that it is nityam there. You have to say Devalaya. You are not allowed to say Deva Alaya. But if I want to say Devasya Alaya, is that allowed?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
Because it is with vibhakti.
Yes. It is two separate words. Both words are full in and of themselves. So but it is only allowed when? When can I say Devasya Alaya? If I say it fast, is it allowed?
No. When there's a break, when there's a gap.
Correct. Yadi viramah asti chet, tatra vaktum shaknumaha. Devasya alayah. Iti vaktum shaknumaha. Parantu yadi aham shighram vadami. Devasya alayah eva vadani. That makes sense? So when we do
but that first one, Devaha plus Alaya, we can't do, is it?
Does that make sense? Devaha alayah. Tatra katripadam dvayam bhavati tatra. There is God, there is the residence. You cannot make it Vishesha Visheshna Bhava there. Because the two are related how? It is the God's place. Sambandhaha asti. So tatra devasya alayah iti bhavati. Same like harita amraphalam. We have to say haritam amraphalam. But if I wanted to say haritamraphalam, that is allowed because I've made it a samasta padam. I've said harita amraphalam. But I cannot say it separately. I have to say haritamraphalam. Does that make sense? The minute the vibhakti drops, you cannot break it up. You have to say it fully together. That is why when I sodapified that word in that story, that with the shakara, I made a complete and total mistake over there. So apologies. It will happen though. It will keep happening. So Tadevas, you have to be careful. If there is sandhi over there, if it is happening within a word, if it is happening in a samasta padam, there is one more place where it's nityam. Where else is it nityam?
Kriya padam upasarga yukta kriya padam.
Correct. Our very horrible homework. I think nobody has forgotten that Langlakara homework. Yes, Manjusha Mahodaya's favorite homework from Langlakara. Yes, that one. What was it? It was pari plus apnoti. If we want to do something like that, it become paryapnoti. Like that, no? We have to join them. When we do Langlakara, we have that akara always in the beginning. Pari agachati, paryagachat. It will become like that. So that's why it was so hard because there was sandhi there happening there. I went a little bit ahead. I apologize. Again and again, I will have to keep apologizing for that. But so but now, when we do our Sandhi Karyam, when we start understanding that Sandhi is happening here, now your job is to go back to that homework. That homework is very good for this Sandhi, especially when we do something called Yana Sandhi and all that. When we do that, I'll tell you, go back to that homework. Try your Lang Lakara forms again. Make sure you can do it correctly now. Okay, we'll do that then. Okay, so now we had this, the one Sandhi that we've learned. What is the one Sandhi we've learned already? In Swara Sandhi. Which one is it? Hina Mahode. Last class.
Swara Sandhi means when swaras are in two padas, Purva padasya antim varna and para padasya agrim varna melane. Swara, if both are swaras, then adesha bhavati. If swar is a and swar is a, then the a will be the adesh.
Samyak. Samyak.
Yes.
What was it called? Who remembers?
Savarnas.
Savarna
Ekadesha.
Dirgha Sandhi. Dirgha. Dirgha ityukte tadeva adeshah khalu. Adeshah, the end varna will be the Dirgha version of the
Dirgha.
Why is
Savarna
it called
Dirgha.
Savarna?
Because the same varna.
Samana varnaha. Yada samana varnau melana samaye savarna dirgha sandhihi bhavati. Samana varnaha ityukte kim? It has to have the same utpanna sthanam. I, talu, it has to have the same thing. Then there's savarna over there. Okay. But we are only dealing with the swara. So we leave out all the others. So akuha visarjaniya, we don't care about the ku, visargaha, all that we don't care. But it's just that all of that is kantha. I is the talu. So it ends up being again talu. Like that we have to know. So savarna dirgha sandhi yada vayam kritavantaha, we did it at rocket speed because I had to do it fast. We had 10 minutes. So let's quickly just do that last abhyasa where we did not do the, Sandhi Karya Trayam Asti Khalu. We didn't remember. Let's remind ourselves. What are the three possibilities that can happen when two aksharas meet? One, already Mahodaya said, Adeshaha iti. What is Adeshaha? Vijay Menon Mahodaya. Adeshaha ityukte kim?
So it's like
Is it enmity?
Something Shatru.
Shatrutvam. So what happens there? There is kicking and fighting happening.
Yeah, so the Dirgha takes precedence or...
Correct. It kicks out all the others and the Dirgha Varna comes in that place. If both of them go away and one comes in the spot, does anybody remember what it's called?
Lopa, is it? No.
Lopa is what? What is
Adesha.
One drop.
Ekadesha.
Ekadesha. Eka. Only one. Ekasya eva adesha bhavati. So ekadesha. That is also a samasta padam there. Eka adesha. Ekadesha. So the final letter is 1 in place of 2. That is called ekadesha. So we had adesha. Mahodaya, you just said lopaha. Lopaha is what? Adarshanam. Invisibility. It drops. What is the third karyam?
Agamaha.
Agamaha ityukte kim?
Friend.
Yes. Yes.
Another varna.
Yes. They come along and they join and they're all holding hands and skipping happiness. Okay. So mitratvam asti tatra. So agamaha. So adeshaha, agamaha, lopaha. Iti sandhi karya trayam. At the end, we'll do something else, but these are the main 3 sandhi karyams. Okay. All right. So with swara sandhi, what is the only thing that we will deal with in swara sandhi? Will we deal with lopaha? Will anything actually go invisible?
No.
No, because if swara drops, you can't say it. You need the swara, so it cannot be lopaha. Agamaha api na bhavati. Swara sandhi karyanam agamaha api na bhavati. Kevalam adeshaha eva. Tatra, it can be adeshaha 1 in place of 1 or ekadeshaha 1 in place of 2. Those are the only 2 possibilities. Savarna dirgha sandhi is ekadeshaha. Both the first one and the second one go away and one comes in that place. So Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Okay, let's do that Abhyasaha finally. Where is it? Where is it? 1 second. We'll do this. Okay, Savarna Dirgha Sandhi is the easiest of the lot. But now the question arises, let's do the Abhyasam. So we'll go in the same order. Let's start with, who was starting? Manjusha Mahodaya. Arambham karotu. Atra kim karaniyam? Padanam vichchedam karaniyam. You have to break it up into 2 separate words. So vadatu.
Sadhviyam.
Is this?
I think it is Sadhvi plus Iyam.
Samyak. Sadhvi plus Iyam. Uttamam. Sadhvi Iyam. Sadhvi is the female version of Sadhu. I'm assuming. Preeti Mahodaya, am I saying nonsense?
No, I also don't know.
Okay, but I believe that's what it is. Sadhvi Iyam. Iyam is like saying etat, esha. There's another word for saying etat, esha. We'll bring in, there's a very, very interesting mathematical thing that happens in Sanskrit. So we have pronoun for etat and tat, khalu. You all know that. Eshaha and saha. We know that. In Sanskrit, actually, there are 4 pronouns. Okay, there is adas, there is there is etat. There are actually 4 pronouns. One for where you can touch very close. That is what eshaha is. Then there is one for within view, within your view, but close only. Then there is one for you can almost see, they're there, but they're far away. And then there is one for paroksha, where nobody can see, but you have heard about it. Paroksha is actually tat. So if you're seeing someone far away and saying tat, it is not as per the grammatical convention of Panini's time. But because it is easy for us to say, we have started using tat and etat. But there is a very interesting differentiation that happens over there. But for our Laukika Sambhashanam, we need only etat and tat. For if anybody is interested, I can bring that shlokam in sometime. That's it. It's interesting. Okay. Kutrapi agreka.
Mahodaya, so this will be Sadhvi plus Iyam.
Sadhvi plus Iyam. Iyam is Esha, equivalent to Esha. Esha is again touching distance. Iyam is nearby. So sa atra eva asti, samipe asti, Iyam iti asti tatra. Tadeva. Bhagya Mahodaya agrimam karot.
Kutra api, kutrapi.
So let's see how to break this down, how to say it in the correct way. So kutra plus api iti bhavati tatra. So tatra you have to say kutra. So prathama padasya antima varnaha akaraha, agrima padasya adau akaraha, akaraha yojana samaye akara iti ekadeshaha bhavati. Uttama, samyak. Kutra plus api. No problem. I mean, you said it exactly correct. I just said this is how you would say it in Sanskrit. Agre. Agre ka?
Aham.
Avadat.
Parvati iva. Parvati iva. Parvati. Rasva ikaraha. Or is it...
Now, Iva is a very interesting, it's a very interesting thing in grammar. Because Iva, what it does is you need to have the whole context of the statement. Iva will take on whatever vibhakti that you need for the rest of the statement. So it can be either Sambodhana or it can be Prathama. It doesn't matter. So, but either way, what will the end be?
Dirgha ikaraha.
Exactly. Even if it is Parvati Iva or Parvati Iva, it will be Dirgha Ikaraha only. But if you have this in the exam, please write Dirgha. Write Parvati Iva. Because that is most common. Parvati Iva. Uttama. Agre.
Guru uktihi. Guru uktihi.
Guru uktihi. Hrasva ukaraha. Atra, can this padam be, are we allowed to say Guru uktihi?
Guru uktihi.
So is it allowed? Can we say Guru uktihi with viramaha? I can't help you. Please go. I'm in class. If you come back one more time, you're having a consequence. 1. Go. 2. Everybody is watching you. You want to come and cry in front of them? Please go. You have to listen to your father. Go. Thank you. Samita. Can we say it separately?
Guruhu uktihi. I don't know whether we can say it or not. I'm not sure.
Atra guruhu uktihi nasti. One thing I didn't mention this before. If there is lopa happening, they will never put the two words together and write it together. It's not allowed. Once lopa happens, the two words are written separately. So that means there is no visarga here. So now, tell me, can I say the two words separately? Is it allowed? Does guru iti pade vibhakti yukta padam asti va? Is there a vibhakti over there? Guru?
No.
Nasti.
No.
So this is a compound word. So nityam sandhi karyam avashyakam atra.
Okay.
Okay. Uttam. Agre.
Hemrani?
Vadatu.
Dhatu pasargayoho.
Now find the swara that is in the middle. That is dirgha.
Dhatu upasargaha.
Samyak.
Okay. Purva varna dhatu short u.
Hrasva ukaraha.
Rasva u. Upasarga rasva u again. U plus u becomes dirgha u.
Samyak. Can you tell me, can I say dhatu upasarga yoho? Is that allowed? Dhatu iti padam. Vibhakti yukta padam asti va? Vibhakti rahita padam asti va? Is it with vibhakti or without vibhakti?
Rahit.
So atra sandhi karyam nityam va vikalpena bhavati va?
Nityam.
Nityam. Samyak. Nityam. So we have to say dhatu upasarga yoho. They put them together and made it dual. Uttamam. Samyak. Agre.
Sukhasanam.
Samyak.
Sukha plus asanam.
Uttamam. Atra vadatu.
Purva varna akaranta.
Akaraha.
Akaraha. Agrami.
Agrima padasya adau kim varnaha? Kaha varnaha? Akara.
So a together becomes a.
Samyak.
Sukhasanam.
Atra sandhi nityam va vikalpena va?
Nityam.
Samyak. Sukha iti padasya tatta vibhakti yukta padam nasti. So it is a samasta padam. Nityam eva. Bahu samyak. Uttam. Agre.
Sindhu dakam. Sindhu dakam. It is Sindhu is rasva u plus udakam. So it is rasva udakam means rasva u becomes dirgha u. Sindhu dakam.
Now it is this I don't know. Sindhu plus udakam. Sindhu I think is napumsakalinga padam, so it is allowed. I think it is a vishesha visheshna bhava with Sindhu plus udakam. Preeti Mahodaya, if you know, say, otherwise we'll leave this and we'll.
Sindhu must be the name of that river, no? Sindhu.
Udakam is the pendant.
Udakam is water.
Water. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So then this is what then Sindhu there is what if that is the
Sindhu is the name of that
River.
Nadi.
So this is the water belonging to the river Sindhu. So is that Sindhu padam tatra vibhakti yukta padam asti va rahita padam asti va? Vibhakti rahitam va?
Rahita padam. Rahita padam.
So atra sandhi karyam nityam va vikalpena va?
Nityam.
Nityam. Thank you Preeti Mahodaya. Agre kaha ka? Preeti Mahodaya bhavati eva.
Ahameva.
Vadatu.
Kavishwaraha.
Ah.
So, Kavi Ishwaraha. प्रथम पदस्य अन्तिमः वर्णः इ अस्ति. परपदस्य प्रथमः वर्णः इ अस्ति. मेलनेन एकादेशः भवति इ.
ईकारः. बहु सम्यक्. तत्र सन्धिकार्यं नित्यं वा विकल्पेन वा?
नित्यं. किमर्थं चेत् कवि पदस्य किमपि
विभक्ति नास्ति.
विभक्ति नास्ति.
उत्तमं. विभक्ति अन्त पदं नास्ति. बहु सम्यक्. अग्रे मंजुषा महोदय भवती करोति वा? भवती I did not ask you whether it was nityam or not, so you tell me.
अहं श्रमं करोमि भगिनि. गच्छामीव. गच्छामि प्लस इव.
अत्र नित्यं वा विकल्पेन वा? Just make a guess first.
No, I don't know. I'm guessing it's nityam.
इदानीं चिन्तयतु. सः चिन्तयति अहं that's not the right sentence. गच्छामि इव अहं नाटकं करोमि. अहं तत्र गच्छामि इव तादृशं नाटकं करोमि. So can I say gachami iva or do I have to say gachami iva? What do you think?
I think we can say gachami iva.
Samyak, we can, because this is a lakara. This is a lakara padam. This is a tinganta padam, and it is a full. It's got the full tinganta with it, right? Gachami. So it's allowed. Gachami iva iti vaktum shakyate. So atra vikalpena bhavati. Bhagya mahodaya bhavati karotu agrimam.
विद्यालयः. 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 प्रथमपदस्य अन्तिमवर्णः दीर्घ आकारः अस्ति. परपदस्य प्रथमवर्णः आकारः दीर्घ आकारः अस्ति. अतः दीर्घ आकारः आगमिष्यति. विद्यालयः.
एकादेशः भवति. अत्र भवती वदतु नित्यं वा विकल्पेन वा?
नित्यं महोदय.
सम्यक्. नित्यमेव. किमर्थं?
एकं संशयम् अस्ति. विद्या विभक्तिपदं, राइट?
विद्या इति विभक्तिपदम् अपि अस्ति. प्रथमविभक्त्यां विद्या एव, परन्तु आलयः इति अस्ति. आलयः इत्युक्ते किम्? Resting place, holding place, place of.
Yeah.
So it is a vishesha visheshan.
Is it? Can you say that? Can I say the adjective of a resting place is vidya? Or do I say this is the place of vidya, the place where you learn vidya, belonging to vidya? What would you say? So if you want to break it up, you have to say vidyayaha alayah. Bhagya Mahoday, does it make sense?
Vidyayaha alayah, yeah.
You can't say
then
vidya.
It's a samasapada then.
Yes. So nityam. Sandhikaya.
Nityam.
This is actually one of those special, this is the most common way we use samastapadams. When we have the Shashti Vibhakti, the Shashti drops. Devasya aleha becomes devalayah. Vidyayaha aleha becomes vidyalayah. The most common way we compound words like that. And you also did one more samastapadam automatically, Mahodaya. Very nicely you did. You said prathama varnaha. Very correctly you said. If you want to say it correctly, if you want to put it with vibhakti, you say prathamaha varnaha. But we all are used to saying prathama varnaha. That is also correct. That is also samastapadam. Very nice. Yes.
Dhanyavad.
Tadeva. Bahu samyak. So we all do samastapadams without actually realizing it because it is so commonly used. But what we have to realize is when we do samastapadams, we cannot break it up. We have to say it with the sandhi. So that's the main thing. Okay, let's go to the next one. So we did Swara Sandhi. We started with Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Savarna Dirgha Sandhi was what? When the Varnas are from the same Utpanna Sthanam, when they meet up, whether it is Rasva or Dirgha, whatever meets up, there is Ekadesha, there is Shatrutvam. The Adesha kicks out both of these, and the Dirgha version of both of them comes and sits over there. Tadeva Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Most of these names, if you will notice, the name of the Sandhi is whatever Adesha is happening. So over there, what was the Adesha in Savarna Dirgha Sandhi?
Dirgha.
It becomes
Dirgha.
long.
It becomes
Dirgha. Exactly. So that's why the name of that Sandhi is called Dirgha Sandhi. Now we are going into something called Guna Sandhi. Guna Sandhi. Now when Panini has created his, when Panini put together his Ashtadhyayi Sutras, he actually gave a Vishesha name. He gave a special name for 3 letters. Those 3 letters are Akaraha, Hasva Akaraha, Ekaraha, and Okaraha. A and O. A and O. All of those are called Guna. Gunaksharaha. Aksharani, sorry. Gunaksharani. So he named them Akaraha, Ekaraha, and Okaraha. Not I, not Au. So if you look at it, A, Dirgha Akaraha, Aikaraha, and Aukaraha are called Vriddhi. Because what is happening with these Gunaksharas are, when you get the Ekaraha, I think I mentioned it before, when you add Akaraha and Ikaraha, it becomes Ekara, A. A plus E is actually what makes the letter A. A plus U is what makes the letter O. So these are actually already a mix of 2 swaras. This is called Guna. Addition of 2 letters already. Okay. So when we are doing Guna Sandhi, what do you think the Adeshaha will be? What will be in the end? What will be coming in the end? With Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, it was Dirgha. So now with Guna Sandhi, what will be coming? What will be doing the fighting and coming in place?
Agama.
It's a new letter, right? New Varna is coming.
Yes.
So Agama is
not Agama. Agama is Mitratva.
Adeshaha.
Shatrutva.
Shatrutva. Shatrutvam only will happen. But if it is called Guna Sandhi, what will come? What will be the final letter?
What you said will come. Guna
yes.
letters.
A or O will be the final. A or O will be the final letter. Now, why is that Akara there? Because that first, when we meet the 2, when 2 meet, the first letter only if it is Akaraha, only then Guna Sandhi is allowed. So the Akara plays a role in deciding whether or not the Guna happens. Okay? So that is the thing. So this we already, I'll do this later. I want to go to the Udaharanani. Is there Udaharanani? I don't. Wait 1 minute. Let's go to the Abhyasa and show you. Okay. So why don't we try this? Okay. So let's try this. I'm going to explain one. Okay. So na plus ichhati. We'll go back to the theory afterwards because this is simple. This is maths. Okay. Na plus ichhati. First we decide. Akaraha is there at the end of the na. N plus a. Akaraha. The first letter in the second word is what?
E.
E.
E. Melana samya kim bhavati?
A.
A. So how do we say this? What will happen here?
Nechati.
Nechati. I didn't have to teach early. You guys got it. Okay, let's start. Let's start from the first. Everybody will do this abhyasa. Okay. So who's starting? Manjusha Mahodaya. Arambam karotu. Agrimam.
Ganga plus Udakam.
It's okay if it's Akaraha or Akaraha here. It doesn't matter. Okay.
So A plus U will be O. So it will become Gangodakam.
Samyak. Gangodakam. Gangodakam. Now we all know, because we are all Bharatiyas, we all know that it is Ganga. Now some Russian person will come and say Gangodakam is Ganga plus Udakam. Okay. So we have to be careful. You have to paste it off of a little bit of context when you break it up. Gangodakam. Now Mahodaya, can you tell me something? Gangodakam. Tatra nityam va vikalpena va sandhikaryam. Remember we did Sindhudakam. What happened over there? It is the water of the Sindhu river. So here it is the
Sindhu,
water
so
of the Ganga river.
Ganga river. So I
that-
think it is Nityam.
If it was not if we didn't want to make it Samasta Padam, you have to say what?
Gangayaha Udakam.
Your Siksha level. Very good. Very good. Gangayaha Udakam. This is called Shashti Tatpurusha Samasha. You don't need to know it. But it is, I'm learning.
I don't know. I just said Gangayaha Udakam.
See, that's what it is. Very good. Maths only. Pure maths. Very nice. Next one. Who's doing next? Bhagya Mahoday. Bhavati Karoti. Oh no. This one I need to teach. Okay. Wait. Now we'll go back to the formula, okay? Because we need this. I was hoping that it would not be this. Okay. So now the maths is this. If there is akara or akara, with ikara or ikara, it becomes A. We know that. A or A with U or U becomes O. Okay. Don't worry whether it is Hrasva or Dirgha. As long as that meeting of those sounds happens, that is what we come. Oh, we have that Utpanasthanani Slokam. When we did that Ekaraha, what did we say? What was that line for that Ekaraha Slok? That A, when we did that Utpanasthanani Slokam. Where is that? I actually forgot. I wanted to tell you guys this. Utpanna A. Here it is. Can you see this? Bhagya Mahoday. Ekavaram pathatu atra. 7th.
Aidai Tauhu Kantataluhu.
There is a typing mistake there. Sorry. Tankana dosham. Toho.
Aidai Toho. Aidai Toho Kantataluhu.
Uttamam. So, no. Typing mistake. So, et ait. Et ait oho kantha talu. Iti asti tatra. Kantha plus talu. Kantha is what? Akuha visarjanam kantha. Talu ityukte kim? Ikara. Ichu yashanam talu. E. So A plus E, okay, will make A and I. Okay, those are the Utpanasthani. It is from Kantha and Talu. If you see the next one, O thou toho kantoshtam, O is formed with a Kantha and Oshthav. Oshthav is what? Upu padmaniyanam Oshthav ukara. U. And A plus U will become O or Au. Okay. So that Utpanasthanani, we are using A plus E to make A. A plus O to make A plus U to make O. Does that make sense? That is how the formation happens. Okay. This is not saying whether it's guna or vriddhi. This is only saying about the formation spots of the letters. So A plus U becomes O. A plus E becomes A over there. You use both. So that is why when you have, let's go back to the other one. So that is why when you have A plus E, you'll have A. A plus U will be O. Kantha, kantoshtham. Kantha, oshtham, kantoshtham. Kantha, talu, kantha talu. Like that. Okay. Now this rikara and lakara have been added into this. They were not the original guna letters. They got they are added into this sandhi. I don't know exactly how. All that we'll do later when we come to that. But A plus R, okay, when you put them together, it becomes Ar. Because it's easier to say. When we say Maharshi, you guys know Maharshi? Yes? Nobody is nodding. Yes?
Maharshi.
Maharshi. Maharshi, what do you think the two words are that join together?
Maha plus Rishi.
Maha plus Rishi becomes Maharshihi. So that A plus R will become Ar. It's easier to say. Then L also, when A plus L, it becomes Al. Those two. Okay. So this is again, it's just about formation, how to make it easy to say in the end. So this A plus E becomes A plus U is O is simple. It's almost automatic. It will come to you when you say it. This A plus R and A plus L is something you have to consciously use when you're doing it. Okay. So Bhagya Mahoday, let's go back to that. You are doing the exercise. So you are doing number 3, isn't it? Bhagya Mahoday. करोतु.
Grama Rishabha, Grammar Rishabha.
ग्रामर्षभः. पुनः वदतु.
Oh, I'm sorry. Grammar Shabha.
Yes. ग्रामर्षभः. Okay.
Grammar Shabha. Okay.
Now is this nityam or vikalpam?
Grama Rishabha. Nityam Mahodaya.
सम्यक्. ग्रामस्य ऋषभः अस्ति.
Grama.
ग्राम तु ग्राम ऋषभः तत्र नित्यं समस्तपदम्. ग्राम ऋषभः ग्रामर्षभः इति भवति. ग्रामर्षभः. When we go on later, you'll realize that. Priti Mahodaya, should I say it now or should I say it later? Will it confuse people now? If I say talk about Prakriti Bhava?
Yeah, probably.
Leave it. Okay. We'll come back to this.
we will.
Okay, we'll come back to this. Just there is a Vikalpa form also here. We'll come back to it at the end. Okay, it will come back in the book. I don't want to. Right now, we are working with Guna Sandhi. So assume that we have to do it always. Okay, so grammar Shabha. And it is Nityam over here for now. Okay, next one.
Gana plus Ishaha. Ganeshaha.
Samyak. This is where Ganesha comes from. Gana Ishaha. Atra Vikalpam va Nityam va?
Nityam.
Nityam. Gananam Ishaha eva Ganeshaha. He is the lord of the different groups. Iti asti. He was the lord of the different groups of. Is it in Shiva's thing, armies or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gana.
Shiva's
Like Bhuta Gana, and like they had some Preta Gana, Bhuta Gana.
And he was the lord of all of them, no?
All of them.
So Gananam Ishaha eva Ganeshaha. Nityam bhavati. Uttam. Agre kaha. Ka.
Mahodaya, one doubt. You know the third one, Grammar Shabha, then that becomes the ir form, right? On
Correct.
the top.
Correct.
Will it ever be written as it will never be written as and half ra, right? It will always come that
here I'll write it. Okay.
Top, isn't
Grammar Sha. Oh, what did I write? Shabha. Why am I writing like this? Kshamita. That's right.
Okay.
Grammar Shabha. Everybody can see that?
Yes.
Grammar Shabha. So Grammar Shabha. Grammar Shabha. Iti bhavati tatra. Agre. Agre ka kaha?
Hemrani.
Raja. Yeah.
Raja plus E. A plus E becomes A. Rajeti.
Rajeti. Bahu samyak. Rajeti. Tatra, is it Vikalpam or Nityam?
Nityam.
Chintayetu Raja iti padamasti. What is the Pratipadikam? Do you know?
Rajan.
Yes. So this is not the Pratipadikam.
Okay.
Raja iti tatra Vikalpena bhavitum arhati. Bahusam.
Okay. Not Nityam.
Not Nityam. Two full padams here. Bahusam.
Okay. Yes.
Agre.
Sarvasya upari. Sarvasya upari. So a plus u. Sarvasyopari. Sarvasyopari.
Sarvasyopari. Sarvasyopari. On top of everything. Idanim atra Nityam va Vikalpam va? Vikalpena va?
Sarvasya is a proper word, no? Sarvasya.
Yes.
So it's Vikalpa.
Samyak. Vikalpena bhavati. Uttamam. Agre. Hina Mahodaya va?
Yeah.
Priya Mahodaya uktavati va?
Na Mahodaya.
Okay, after Hina Mahodaya, Priya Mahodaya bhavati vadu.
For Ukaraha. It is Paropkaraha.
Idanim, only because you have a Hindi accent, okay? I'm correcting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
you have to say
para is para is akara is there, and akara ukaraha melane okaraha bhavati.
Samyak. Paropakaraha. Idanim atra Nityam va Vikalpena va?
It is Vikalpa because it is avyaya para.
Para is avyayava. Paropakaraha is, you have to say paropakaraha. Kimattam ityuke, usually you say parajananam upakaraha, no chit paranam upakaraha. So this is actually a padam by itself. It's not a vibhakti yukta padam. And when you join it, it almost acts like an upasarga.
Yeah, it is upsarga.
It is not upasarga. Upasarga is para only. This is para. Okay.
Para.
Huh?
So
But
it is an avyaya, no? No.
Yes, but it is not used as an avyaya form here. Preeti Mahodaya?
Okay.
An adjective also, so it can be declined optionally.
But this is, but over
Here,
here
I don't think it's avyayam here. I think here parasya or paranam.
paranam upakaraha. It is because you're doing upakara, you're doing help. Help of others.
Help of.
You're helping others. So atra nityameva bhavati.
Nityam. Okay.
So you won't see para upakaraha in the, even in the Subhashitani and all, you'll see no paropakaranam, you'll see only like that, no? It is nityam over there. Okay. Agre. Priya Mahodaya bhavati karotu.
Shita plus ushnam, shitoshnam. A plus O becomes O.
Samyak. Ekadesha O iti okaraha bhavati. Idanim atra nityam va vikalpena va?
Vikalpam. Shitam, Ushnam.
Shita iti padamasti.
Oh, Shita. Okay.
Pratipadika.
Then it becomes Nit.
Nityam. Shitoshnam iti. There it is showing that the dual nature. Shitoshnam. Uttam. Preeti Mahodaya bhavati?
Naga Indraha. Nagendraha. Nityam bhavati.
Samyak. Akaraha ikaraha yojanena ekaraha bhavati.
Ekaraha bhavati. Naga iti padam
Vibhakti rahita.
Vibhaktihi na asti atra.
Samyak. Vibhakti nasti to tatra nityam bhavati sandhikaryam. Uttamam. Last one there is Maha Utsavaha. Can who wants to take? Has anybody missed out? Okay. Manjusha Mahodaya bhavati eva karotu.
Maha plus Utsavaha, Mahotsavaha.
Samyak. Now this is a little difficult to say nityam or not. I'll give you one small thing in this one. Maha and Utsavaha is usually a nityam only. You will never hear it as saying Maha Utsavaha. What is happening over here? For some reason, this is Mahat Shabdha Khalu. But this is a Vishesham. This is a special formation of a conjugate word, of a compound word. I don't want to go into the details. They're using Mahan and Utsavaha and dropping the Nakara. So Maha Utsavaha becomes Mahotsavaha. Okay? You don't need to know all that. Maha, when it is added to a word, it usually forms a Samastapadam. Okay? We just need to know that at this point in time. So this is Nityam. Does that make sense, Mahodaya? Okay. So, Pada Vichedam api asti. I will let you, we'll do, okay, shall we have 10 minutes left. I might take an extra 5 minutes if you don't mind, because I want to do the Katha also really quickly.
Mahodaya, before you start, one doubt is,
ask.
You know the word Gardabha. So is there Sandhi there as well, or it is just a word?
Gardhabha.
Because it is like grammar Shabha, right? So Gardabha, that also, I don't know, I'm just thinking.
Gardhabha is just one word.
That's what I want. Now it's like
donkey.
Because every word you have.
Gardhabha means donkey.
I know.
But
you are asking, is it Ga plus Ridabha? No. If you go into
that is what I'm or Gada, I don't know.
That is where Gada came from. But if you go into the formation of the word, if you go into the Prakriya, how the word was formed, there's probably something to do there with how the Sandhi forms. But it will be Nityam. It will be Nityam here. So Gardhabha only you need to know right now. But very good. Keep your eyes open for things like this. It's very good. Okay. Let's quickly do, we won't go, just quickly just do the Bichedam. Just tell me what is the Bichedam. So who's next? It was, who's next?
Ahamade.
Vadatu.
Uttamottamam. Uttama. Uttamam.
Samyak. Uttama. Uttamam. Nityam. Samyak.
Nityam.
Next.
Arunodayah. Aruna Udayah.
Nityam va vikalpam va?
Nityam.
Nityam. Arunasya udayah. Agre.
Mateva. Mata eva.
Mata?
Mata iva.
Uttamam. Mata iva. Mata eva ityukte it will become mata iva. Okay. We'll do that next.
Mata eva.
So this is mata iva. So is this nityam or not? Iva, if it's there, it's usually vikalpam.
Okay.
Agre. So Vijay Manan Mahoday, Bhavan.
Okay. Rajshri Mahoday comes before me.
Oh, Rajshri Mahoday.
Hemrani now.
Hemrani Mahoday.
Okay. Lambodaram. O is the joining. A plus U. Udaram. Lamba. Lamba plus Udaram.
And atra nityam va vikalpam va?
Nityam.
Nityam. Lamba. Tatra vibhakti yukta padam nasti. Hanging stomach. Lamba udaram iti. Tatra. Lambodaram. Agre.
Cheti. Cha plus iti.
Samyak. Nityam va vikalpam?
It is, yeah, it looks vikalpa.
Very good. Vikalpam eva. Uttamam. Iti, iva. All of those will be vikalpam. Next.
Mahonati. It is Maha plus Unnati.
Samyak. Nityam. Vikalpam. Maha. If
Maha is
Mahan.
it will be nityam.
Nityam.
Maha is there, it is nityam. Okay.
Okay.
Maharnam. Again, Maha plus Rinam.
Samyak. Big depth.
Nityam bhavati. Maharnam.
So if it is iva, if it is iti, it will be vikalpam always. If it is maha, it will definitely be nityam because it is one vishesha padam there. Okay. Okay. There are more. I'm going to leave it because I want to go into the kavya katha and I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm not going to go into the theory. Theory we'll do later. There are different types of kavyas that are possible. I will go into the details of this next class. There are some very nice discussions we can have about this. In Parichaya, when we do Parichaya, you'll be looking at Raghuvamsham. Iti kavyam asti Kalidasasya. Now, if we were to read the original Kalidasa Virachitam Raghuvamsham, we'll probably spend our whole lifetime reading it. So this is a Saramshaha. This is a Sankshepa Rupena te Likitavantaha Asmakam Krite. So that we have exposure to all these things. It's beautiful, very beautiful. I'll read this. It is there in your Parichaya textbook. So you can read it in your Parichaya textbook. It's in Patham 1. I'll read it now. When we come back, what I want to do is, I want each of us to take one line. Each line, I want you to be able to say it in your own words in Sanskrit. So let me explain. So Dilipaha, Suryavansh, even if it's just one word we want to change. Okay. Dilipaha, Suryavamshasya Nripaha. Katham vadamaha? Dilipaha iti Suryavamshasya Raja Asit. Tasya Sutaha Raghuhu. Tasya Putraha Raghuhu Asit. Raghu namna ekaha putraha asit tasya. Raghurajaha prasiddhaha. Tasya nama. He was famous. Prasiddhaha ityukte, anybody know another word? So you guys have to research.
Khyati.
Khyatihi. Khyatihi. He was well known. Iti asti tatra. Raghurajaha. Akhyataha. Saha tu सर्वे जनाः ते तु रघुराजं जानन्ति. तादृशम् आसीत् रघुराजः. प्रसिद्धः आसीत् तदेव. अतः अयं वंशः रघुवंशः इति ख्यातः इति जनाः कथं जानन्ति? सूर्यवंशः इति अपि जानन्ति, रघुवंशः इति अपि नाम्ना जानन्ति। किमर्थम् इत्युक्ते रघु तस्य वंशस्य रघु इति राजा तु प्रसिद्धः आसीत्। रघुवंशे वैवस्वतमनुः प्रथमः पुरुषः। सो तत्र रघुवंशः इति तत्र वंशे तस्मिन् वंशे प्रथमः पुरुषः, the first person who was known in that vamshah was Vaivasvatamanhu. They do ask weird questions in the exam like this in Bangalore. I don't know about other places, but they do ask Prathama Purusha kaha asit iti, or they do match the following sometimes. So you have to know basics of it. Vaivasvatamanhu iti. Dilipah Prajavatsalah asit. Prajavatsalah ityukte kim? Prajavatsalah. Vatsalam ityukte kim? Vatsalyam ityukte
Snehaparaha.
Praja Dilipah tu Prajavatsalah asit. It is an adjective. Idrishah Dilipah Prajavatsalah. Prajanam Vatsalah. Praja tasya praja tu prajanam priya manushah asit. Saha. Sudhakshina tasya patni. Tasya patnyaha nama tu Sudhakshina iti. Dilipah bahukalam putrarahitah.
Sudakshina.
Is it wrong? Incorrect spelling?
No. You said Sudakshina.
Shamyatam. Sudakshina. Shamyatam. Sudakshina iti tasya patnyaha nama. Thank you. Correct me. Dilipah bahukalam putrarahitah asid. Ityukte kim? Putrarahitah ityukte kim?
No
Putrana
children.
vina.
Putrena vina. Putram vina.
Putram vina.
Putran vina. Kimapi. So putrarahitah asid. Atah sah chintakrantah bhavat. Chintakrantah. Break it up. Chintakrantah. Ityukte kim?
Chintagrastah.
Chintagrastah asit. Ityukte chintanam, chinta magnah asit. He was deep in thought. Atra tu chinta ityukte kim? Not just thought. It was negative thought. He was worried. He was worried. Chinta asit tasya. Mama tu will the Surya Vamsha stop with me? Mama rajyam asti. Kaha rajyam karoti iti na jnatavan. Tu Vasishtha Dilipasya Acharyah asit. Ekam nimsham. I still have. Dilipasya Acharyah Vasishtha eva. Dilipah Vasishtham drashtum sankalpitavan. Sankalpam kritavan. He decided. Nishchitavan. Aham Vasishtham drashtum gacchami iti. Atah saha sachiveshu rajyabharam nikshiptavan. Saha kim kritavan? Rajyabharam asit tasya. Saha tu rajyam karaniyam. Shasanam karaniyam. Tasya karyam asit. Parantu yadi saha vasishthasya ashramam gacchati, tu kaha rajyam karoti, kaha shasanam karoti? He gives it up. Ityukte nikshiptavan. Kshiptavan ityukte to throw. But he's not throwing. He is releasing his duties to Sachiveshu. Sachivaha ityukte kim? Minister. Mantrinaha asan tatra. Tesham haste rajyabharam datva saha vasishtham samipam gatavan. Okay. Anantaram. Sudakshina sahitah vasisthashramam gatavan. Ityukte kim? Sudakshina sahitah.
With
Sudakshinaya saha.
Uttamam. But this word Sudakshina Sahitaha is actually describing our Raja Dilipah. Idrishaha Dilipah, Sudakshina Sahitaha Dilipah. The one who went with Sudakshina. Tatra. Tadrisham. Tatra Nripaha Vasisthaya Swachintam Niveditavan. He reported, he told his Swachintam. his worries. Vasisthaya krite. So Vasishthasya krite, kshamidam. To Vasishtha, he reported his worries. Kutaha mama santatihi nasti iti prashnam kritavan. He asked a question. What was the question that he asked?
Kimartham mama mama putraha na santi.
Mama samipe putraha na santi kimartham iti prashnam kritavan. So kutaha over here means kimartham. From what reason? What is the cause? Kutaha. What is the cause of me not having children? Vasishtaha karanam achintayat. Tatra lakarah kaha? Achintayat.
Lang.
Lakara.
So he thought of the reason. Acharyaha akathayat. Nripa. Sambodhana. Nripa, hey Nripa. Tvam kadachit. Kadachit ityukte sometime. Swargam gatavan. You went to Swargalokaha. Tatra tvam devendram sevitavan. Tatra Dilipah kim kritavan? Devendram. Tatra devendraha asti. Tu devendram sevitavan. Namaskritavan. Tataha tvam pratyagatavan. Tataha ityukte from there. Tataha tvam prati agatavan. Sandhikaryam abhavat. Pratyagatavan. Agre. Tada margasya madhye kamadhenuhu asit. The mother of all the cows. Kamadhenuhu asit. Sa kalpa vrikshasya chhayayam asit. Satu, she was lying down under the kalpa vrikshaha. Tvam kamadhenum na drishtavan. Tvam tu agatavan. Parantu madhye, marga madhye ye ya dhenuhu asit, dhenum asit, bhavan tam na drishtavan. Bhavan tadrisham eva agatavan. Na cha namaskritavan. Tataha kim abhavat? Kamadhenuhu kupita abhavat. She got angry. Shapam dattavati. Bhavan na shrutavan. Parantu sa shapam dattavati. She cursed you. Ataha tava santatihi nasti. Cows, no? So they represent kids, santana. So ataha tava santatihi nasti. Tasyaha santatim pujaya. Yadi bhavan santatim ichhati, tu tasyaha santatim pujaya. Go and pray to her child. Iti. Tada tava santanaha bhavishyati eva. Iti uktavan Vasishtaha. Dilipah prishtavan. Shapavakyam maya na shrutam. I did not hear. It was not heard by me. Kutaha. How so? Iti prishtavan. Acharyaha akatayat. Ganga pravahaha asit. What do you think that means?
Ganga was flowing because of that sound.
Ganga pravahaha asit. Ataha tatna shrutam. Tatra tu dhvanihi bahu adhikam asit. Bhavan Shapavakyam na shrutavan. Nripaha aprichat. Idanim kim karomi? Iti. Tu Vasishtaha avadat. Ashrame, mama ashrame eva. Vasishtasya ashrame eva. Nandini asti. Sa kamadhenoho putri asti. Tam pujaya. You, bhavan, tam pujaya. Pujayana. Tvam. Pujaya ityukte madhyama purusha lot lakara. Tvam, tam pujaya. Vanya jivanam achara. What does that mean? Vana jivanam. Vanya jivanam.
Vane vasatu.
Vane eva vasatu. Anugrahaha bhavishyati. She will bless you. Iti. It's an ending. Sorry. Nripaha angikritavan. Angikritavan can be used in many ways. It can be used as embrace. So in English, no, it means embrace. But you have to just assume what the action is. He is accepting. Accepts this. Saha parnashalayam vasam akarot. Parnashalayam ityukte? Shala ityukte griham. Parnashala ityukte?
Griham made of leaves.
Parnanam shalam. Shalaha. So parnashalayam. Parnanam shalaha na. Shala. Parnanam shala. So parnanam shalayam saha vasam kritavan.
So staying in a hut.
Yes.
Utajam. Utaje vasam kritavan.
Putaje vasam kritavan. Nivasati sma. Sudakshina api tatraiva sthita. She also stayed there. Saapi tatraiva tishthavati. Nripaha Rajavaibhavam atyajat. Rajavaibhavam atyajat. What did he give up?
The
palace
pleasures
and
of
all,
the king.
Rajabhavanam.
The pleasures of the Rajabhavanam. He's not living like a king anymore. He's living like an ascetic. Kushanam shayane suktaha. So he slept in the bed made of the kusha grass. Tadrisham. Pratah kale dhenum sudakshina sahitaha pujitavan. So in the morning, he would do puja to Nandini. Nandini tadanantaram vanam agachat. She went to the forest. Nripaha tam anugatavan. Ityukte kim?
Followed.
Anu ityukte follow. Jagarukaha dhenum ekavimshati dinani. Ityukte kim? Sevitavan.
21 days, is it?
Jagarukaha. Jagarukaha saha. So it is describing how he was. He was awake. He didn't sleep. Full time he was awake for 21 days. Stayed awake and he sevitavan ityukte sevam kritavan. Tadevasti. So it is there in the Parichaya book. We went over it really fast, but we will do next week when we come back. Go over it. It's there in the slides. It's there in the book also. We'll try and make your own sentences. We'll each take one sentence and we'll try to say it in our own sentence. If we can't, we'll say it in English. No problem. And we'll answer those questions. Tadevasti. Shamitam, I went 10 minutes over. So any questions about today's lesson? We did Guna Sandhi. We went over the Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. We also did lots of exercise on when is it Vikalpam, when is it Nityam. And we went over the stories. So there'll be another story to listen to next lesson. Tadeva. Any questions? Prashnaha santi va?
Ekam prashnam. This Nityam rules and Vikalpa rules, are these in the slides somewhere?
It is there in when we did the Sandhi Parichayam. So it is there not in the Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, it is there in the previous one. We'll do it every single time we do a Sandhi Karyam, we'll say it. That way, by the time you come to Shiksha, there'll be no problem at all. You'll know, is there a Samastapadam here or not? You'll know for sure. Okay?
You're preparing us for better.
We'll prepare you for not just Shiksha, we'll prepare you for, lifelong learning. That's our job.
So, Mahodaya, this Akaraha, Ekaraha and Okaraha are Guna Aksharani.
Yes. Yes. And I and Au are called Vriddhi. Now, now why is it A or A? And I know Ikaraha means both E and E, and Ukaraha means U or U. It doesn't matter whether it's Rasva or Dirgha. But why is it A or A along with these? I don't know. Even though A is supposed to be Vriddhi and A is supposed to be Guna, I don't know why it's both. It is the math. That's how he does it. That's how it is. And that
I just wanted to know the name of that, Guna and Vriddhi. So so A, A, O are Gunaksharani and A, I and Au are Vriddhi Akshara.
Yes.
Vriddhi Aksharani.
Yes. Vriddhyaksharani.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good. Tadeva. And so when we do Vriddhi Sandhi, it will become very easy. You'll know. Already know it. Okay? Tadevasti.
Mahade.
Vadatu.
Maheshwara Sutrani Hal Pratyahara Ityukte Hayavar there are we have to write from Ha through the last one.
Yes, you don't use yes, all the way. So
all the way, right? Not just Hal. Not last. Okay.
So how did it go? 1 minute. Let me quickly, because it's there in the homework today. So where is it? No, it's here. Okay. So if we if we want to go with An, if they say An Pratyahara, it will be A, I, U. If they say Ach,
right,
you don't add any of the Halant letters. So if you say Ach, it will be A, I, U, drop the N. A, I and Au. A, I, U, I, Au. you never include any of the it sanya varnas. You never include any of the halanta varnas.
I
But
got that.
But if you want hal, no, there is one last
Yeah.
one which is just hal, but that will be only her. So that doesn't make sense.
Right.
You'll go hayavara, la, nyamanganana, jhabha,
Okay.
dhadhadha, jabagadada, all of them up to the 14th one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I wrote it like that, but I got suddenly like, oh, what is this? Hal. And
No.
I have one more question, Mohade. Hayavarat is semi-vowels, right?
Yes.
So the Anuswara, when you do it, do we need to suddenly this I started getting confused after reading this Maheshwara Sutrani. So if there is a ya is the beginning word, then if there is Anuswara before that, I need to write the whole thing like aham.
No. You consider it like a vyanjana. For now.
Vyanjana? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Consider it like a vyanjana. Only the
Dhanyavad.
swaras you do with as a specific thing, a, I, E only. But any of the antastaha or any others, consider it equivalent to vyanjana.
Because in the
You can do it Anuswara.
Gruha Karyam, there is one or two, it comes this after the semi-vowel, before the semi-vowels. That's why I asked.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good question. No, you keep it, you write it with an anuswara. Anuswara followed by yakara is fine. Correct one.
Dhanyavada, Mahade.
Chinta
Dhanyavada.
Manjusha Mahati bhavati vadati va? Shanti mantra.
Shanti mantra. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayaha. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om shanti, shanti, shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Dhanyavadaha.